Hi everybody, E Fresilli with Holistic Health and Fitness. Hope everybody's doing well. So today I wanted to talk about decisions and this idea of decisions as the ability to start creating what you want in life. And so the first one we want to talk about is making a decision, what we call a committed decision, as Bob Proctor would say. And that idea of a committed decision is when we finally step up and say, I'm going to do this no matter what it takes. I am committed to this decision that I am making now to, in this sense, we're talking about health and wellness, but it could be for anything that you want in life. A better relationship, to move forward in your career, to make more money, to have a deeper sense of spirituality within yourself. Whatever it is that you want to achieve in life, that goal or that dream that you're having, it's about making that first step. And that first step is making a committed decision so that you no longer have any more or allow any more excuses to stop you from creating that in your life. So decide what it is that you truly want. We were just talking about a goal or a dream, that vision of what you want to create in your life. And again, it doesn't matter what it is. You should have a goal or a dream or a vision for every aspect of your life. Your health and wellness and fitness, your finances, your spirituality, your relationship, the home or the place that you want to live, the type of family that you want to create, everything and anything that you want in your life. In those categories, you should know exactly what it is and what it looks like and what it feels like. But you have to do that. You have to decide what it is that you want and then make the committed decision to do it and to take the steps to make it happen. And you have to remember that this idea of decisions and making decisions and becoming dedicated is just a habit. Remember, you're always learning and teaching yourself these processes. And by learning and teaching yourself, they become a habit. You'll remember in other videos that we talk about, and I've written blogs on this, about paradigms. The paradigms are these habitual ways of thinking. It's your belief system, your value system of who you believe yourself to be. And they become so habitual or become such a habit in your life that you don't have to think about them. So the more you condition yourself in a certain pattern, a certain way of thinking, a certain way of believing, that will become a habitual way of thinking, which becomes a paradigm, a set way of believing in your beliefs and thinking, so that it just becomes a habit. So understand that it's just a process, and you want to continually feed yourself the information and the knowledge and the skills and the visualizations of becoming that which you want to become. Okay? So we're going to move on, and what I want to talk about as part of this is creating what we call a pre-decision. A pre-decision is just that. It's thinking ahead of time or in advance of what you're going to be doing. So think of this. When we're starting a health and wellness program, we need to think about our nutrition and the way we're going to be eating, the amount of water that we're drinking, how much sleep we're getting, and we want to start creating what we call lifestyle factors in those certain categories. Our exercise, etc. We want to start making those a habit. But we need to start pre-deciding how we're going to make that happen in our day, because these are new habits. So for instance, one of the easiest things you can do for yourself when you're starting something new, and in this case we're talking about an exercise program and eating and making sure we're getting lots of sleep and getting our water, etc., etc. We want to start making a habit out of those things. And what we can do ahead of time is, for instance, with our food, is make sure, like every Sunday, I go and buy all my food roughly for the next 3 to 4 days. And then I bring it home, and a lot of that I can pre-cook. I can pre-cook my chicken and my fish and my meats and that kind of stuff as much as possible. And then I can put them in Tupperware in my refrigerator so that they're already there in advance. So I don't have to worry about having food that I have to cook off for the next day, every day, every day, every day. So I can go to my refrigerator, say, here's some chicken, and I'm going to grab some vegetables. I'm putting that in Tupperware, and I'm bringing those with me to work. So I already have them in advance set up for me. So that when I get to work, I don't have to say, oh my gosh, I have no food. I have to go to whatever I can find. God forbid it's fast food. But it helps a great deal to have it in advance, and understand that when you do that, it takes less stress, or puts less stress in your life of having to think of, oh my gosh, I have to run out and get some food. I do the same thing with my water. So I have 2 big water jugs, 40-ounce water jugs that are stainless steel, and I fill those every morning and I bring those with me to work. So I have all my water with me for the day, and it goes with me. So I never have to worry about, oh my gosh, I ran out of water, or I'm thirsty, I don't have any water, what am I going to do? So I'm always fully hydrated. And the other idea that I want you to think about is anything that you're trying to create in your life, because it's something new, you have to get used to doing it, right? This is just normal. So what we want to do is we really want to focus ahead of time. We want to pre-decide and make a list of somewhere between 3 and 6 items that are things that you need to do, that are important items that are helping you move forward in creating what you want to create in life. So for instance, if you want to do better at work, you want to advance yourself in your career, then there's certain things besides the norm of what you're already doing at work. There's certain things that you want to do that are going to elevate your performance level or elevate your career that you normally don't do. So it's above and beyond what you normally do as your everyday workload. You want to start making lists of those 3 to 6 things that you truly want to make sure that you're getting your normal workload done at work, and then you want to step above that and do those extra little bits so that you can get that promotion, or you can create more wealth in your life, or you can move into a new career that you're looking for. Okay? And the same thing in your health and wellness. You want to make sure that you're saying that I'm going to get up in the morning and make a list. Just don't say it, make a list so it's there of I'm going to get up in the morning and do my stretches. I'm going to make sure that I go for that walk or that jog. I'm going to make sure that I do my exercises. All these kind of things you want to pre-plan, have on a list, make sure you do them. Start with the very first one, which is the most important, and get it done. As soon as you check that off, go to the next one, get it done. As soon as you get the next one done, you go to the third one, you make sure, and you move down your list so that through the day you're getting these things taken care of. If it's something that you can't get done, I want you to take it as far as you can. And then from there, then you can go to your next number 2 and then your next number 3. So really important that you have that list. You already know and want to make sure that you know how you're going to respond in certain situations, because through our days, we always get certain things that come up. So we want to have a pre-response, almost like a pre-recorded response in our brain that we've already thought of how we're going to respond to certain things that are going to happen in our day. So for instance, let's say that tonight you have to go to, or not have to, but you want to go to a party. Doesn't matter if it's a friendly party or if it's a business affair, but you want to go to it. And you know that there's already going to be a whole bunch of food there and alcohol and that you don't want to partake in, or you shouldn't be partaking in, because it's above and beyond what you should be eating. So let's say there's going to be a lot of desserts and that kind of thing and alcohol, right? So part of that idea of having a preconditioned response is this. First, make sure that you eat your dinner before you go so that you're already fully satiated. You had a really clean, healthy meal. So when you go to the party, you're not starving, right? Because that would be setting you up to say, oh my gosh, I'm going to eat something because I'm starving. So if you eat before you go and it's a really healthy meal, first of all, you feel really good that you took that step, and you feel good about going in feeling that you're already full and satiated. And then when you get there, you have already, in your mind, pre-visualized how you're going to move through that night. Because you already know, if you're pre-visualizing, you're going to see yourself having a wonderful time, making good contact with people, really enjoying yourself without drinking in excess and without eating the food that's there. All right? So if you visualize that ahead of time, when you get there, you'll already have that pre-response set up. So as soon as you're walking in, you already know that response of, I feel really good about who I am and what I'm doing, and I'm going to have a great time tonight without even having to worry about eating any of the food or going crazy with the alcohol. Does that make sense? So you're pre-setting up yourself to win instead of going in without having done that and then just stuff happening to you. Does that make sense? It's a great way to make stuff happen in your life, and you do this with everything. So very quickly, think of it this way. You want to create a better relationship with your children or with your spouse or your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever it is. And maybe you've been having some challenges, no matter what they are. You have to, A, decide what you want that relationship to be in the most joyful, loving, you want to be able to visualize that, right? Then you want to decide that no matter what, I'm going to create this wonderful relationship in my life. And then you want to predetermine and make those pre-decisions based on what's going to happen. So you already want to know in your mind, visualize that when you come home tonight and your spouse is there, you want to already have this feeling of love and joy for them. And you know that they might not be on the same page as you. That's completely understandable because you're the one making the decision to increase this relationship and make it a more joyful relationship. So you want to pre-decide in your head that if the relationship when you get home, even though you're trying to make it better and you're giving yourself to this person, the person may not be responding very well to that for whatever reason. So you already want to know and have a pre-response to that. And what that should be and could be is either, if it's really challenging, to just say, you know, for now, I want to step away from this because it's not moving forward. Or you can know that they are in a lot of pain, and so that you can just fully give more love to them. And as time goes on, because it's a process, trust me, it takes time because you're doing this purposely. They don't realize that that's what's happening. So they have to kind of awaken to it. So they have to kind of get your trust back. So give them that time, and the more loving and open you can be to that, the more they will then start to respond. Does that make sense? It's really important that you understand that, right? And then the last thing I want to talk about is embracing, really embracing your potential to be amazing. So many of us get lost in our lives thinking that we can't do things, that it's just too hard. And I really, really want you to start living your life to your full potential. You have to start believing in who you are. You are so much more than you are right now. It doesn't matter how good your life is, it can be even better. And if your life isn't being what you want it to be, I want you to really start believing in yourself and stop believing that you can't, because you can. You truly, truly can. You have the potential to create and have a life of incredible love and happiness and health and wealth and fitness in your life. You truly, truly do. You have the potential to do this. You have to stop believing that you can't, and you have to start believing that you can, because I can tell you that you can. You truly can. You are amazing, each and every one of you. And the more you start believing that, the more you will start creating what you want in life. It doesn't mean that there won't be obstacles. Obstacles are a part of life. But when the obstacles come, you are prepared because you have pre-decided. You have made that committed decision that you are not going to let that obstacle stop you. You have made pre-decisions of how you're going to respond when these obstacles come towards you or are in your way, and you know how to move around them. And you now know who you are. You're embracing that potential. And so you move forward and you create the life you want to create. You have to dig deep. You have to go beyond what you're used to being. You have to let go of the fear that comes up. Now listen, fear is there for a reason. It's a protective mechanism, but a lot of the fear that's there is coming from a place of not knowing or unknowing. It's fearful of what it doesn't know, fearful of the unknown, right? So now, as someone who truly understands this, you can say, I know the fear, I realize what it is and why it's coming up, and even though I feel that fear, I can still move forward. That's what being brave is. Being brave doesn't mean there's a lack of fear. Being brave means that you realize that there's fear there. You may feel the fear, but you're still committed and brave enough to move forward even with the fear there. And I can tell you that every successful person deals with fear. It's not that it's not there. It's just that they get used to saying, I understand there's fear, but I'm not going to let it stop me because I'm committed to creating the life I want to create. And as you get better at this, as it becomes a habit, as you condition yourself to get better at this, it doesn't affect you as much. It's there, but you say, I understand it's fear, but I'm moving forward. It's not going to stop me. And I want you to start living big. Start living your dream. Even with the fear, start living your dream. Dig deep, go beyond the fear and be brave and committed to your decision and start living big. Because remember this, no one else can do this for you. We can coach you, we can guide you. I can give you, in this case, the knowledge. I can help you develop the skills and the abilities to create this health, this wealth, this happiness, this joy in your life, this vitality, this virility. Yeah, virility, it's great, it's wonderful. But you have to do it. I can give you all the skills. I can lead you and show you how to do it. But every moment of the day, it is your committed decision to taking the actions, to doing this, to implementing these in your life that will then create the life you want. So I always love running over about this. I can't stop talking about it because I get really excited. So you'll have to excuse my enthusiasm. But I live this on a daily basis. And I want to share it with you. And I want to help you and coach you through this. So please understand that you can make this happen in your life. I've given you a lot here in these last few minutes. So embrace it. Develop it in your life. And I want you to just go and live this amazing, vibrant life. So until I see you next, this is E Fresilli with Holistic Health and Fitness. And I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care.